the intro doesn't mean shit. What's the intro? Like, is your microphone off?
No.
The intro doesn't mean shit because like we don't even introduce the podcast till the music starts or till both of us are sitting down. So I guess we'll wait. But you are listening to the Moist Monday podcast. And guess what, guys? We're able to drink again. And that's why he's late. He's got his beer. It's already opened. God, that's loud.
Hey, bud.
How you doing?
I'm doing great, because you know why?
Why?
We're in wet temper, baby.
You almost said wet September.
Which
we are in wet September, dude. We're able to drink. Cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
We're drinking a Bat Squatch, Jacob's favorite beer now by Rogue. Hazy IPA. Pretty damn good.
So good.
Everything feels good because we did our traditional Jameson shots.
Yeah, we're back in it.
Oh, man.
It's so nice.
It's so nice, and it feels like August felt like a little blimp. You know what I mean?
But it was so stretched out.
Yeah, it was so long, but it just feels like
we're done with that.
you know how like when you're like in the hospital and you have that chart of your heart rate.
No, because I've never had that.
No,
Have you had that?
No, I haven't had it.
Okay.
But have you seen like ER?
No, but I'm still aware of your.
Yeah,
like,
you know the chart. But I'm thinking like Dragus is just like a. Yeah, we died for a few months. We possibly jumped the shark, and now we're back. And then we go.
Got him.
We're
Stabilized.
we're stabilized.
Yeah, we got like a sassy nurse above us, and he's stabilized.
And she goes, I don't have fucking time for anything.
And then
She's always upset.
all the fans are like hoping she hooks up with the doctor, but they're worried that it might ruin the show once they cross that line.
Yeah, I forgot who the doctor is. I know he's like really attractive.
Wasn't didn't they name one of their doctors like Dr. McDreamy?
Dr. McDreamy.
Didn't they actually do that? Like they straight up.
You're talking
named-
about like a real thing. I thought we were making up something on the spot.
Oh,
You're talking about ER?
well, I was making something up, but that pulled knowledge I know of ER, which
Oh,
that's
so now we're within a bit in reality.
it got meta.
Yeah, super meta. But dude, isn't it weird that in ER, my mom loves that show, so I used to watch it secretively
That makes sense.
because it would come on at 9 o'clock on Thursdays.
Okay.
And my bedtime was 9 o'clock. So, like, in my old house, you could come down half the stairway and be able to see the TV. I would sit on the stairs and...
Because we had that little like half wall banister.
So
that,
if
that
in the
kinda
hallway
kept you from
you could
getting hit by our basement doors, that's where you stood. You like rested there and you could like see most of the TV, but it was super angled, so like the edges were like that washed out whatever the TV at an angle is.
I just remember watching a bunch of ER when I was way too young. And that show's very intense.
I actually know nothing
It's
about
a really
it.
good show, actually. Like, George Clooney's in it.
Yeah,
which
he
is absolutely
kind of like
insane.
started with that, didn't he?
And then the girl from Freaks and Geeks is in it, I'm pretty sure. The main girl.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's in that, which
I
is
didn't know
awesome. I
that.
love her.
Yeah, I
But
can't
remember-
think of her name though.
But I remember when I was younger watching it, seeing like so crazy traumatic shit and being like,
is
I
it like
probably
gory and shit like that?
it gets pretty like intense and bloody.
Because
it's like right
no,
on the
Grey's
edge of-
Anatomy is what I was thinking of too. Because I couldn't remember if ER was the like big medical show, but I think
ER was. It was like the early 90s.
is Grey's Anatomy not bigger than that?
It might be now.
Okay.
But that came after. I'm pretty
Okay,
sure.
'cause
ER was like the first like and that
Because any
I'm pretty sure
knowledge
it
I
was
have
on for a
one of
long
them,
time.
I don't know which one it is what I'm saying. McDreamy might have been Grey's Anatomy.
It might have been because ER took itself really seriously.
Okay.
I remember one episode. I remember walking in recently, and my mom was watching ER, and I was like, I told her about this episode because I secretly watched it.
Yeah.
So, obviously, it was about the hospital and everything, but then there were side stories, and,
Sure.
and obviously there were stories about how people got in the hospital.
Right.
So there was this one
Do
episode.
they show stuff from outside the hospital?
So this is what's so real, and I think my mom said this was based on a true story, and sent me the article recently.
that makes sense
that this-
because you think they. How could
because-
they come up with all these ideas?
Yeah, this one was fucking insane. So I don't remember the exact parameters, but it was a party
Okay.
like setting in like an apartment building or like a multi-story building.
Sure.
And there was a lot of people, and then the building collapsed.
Oh, Jesus.
So like a bunch of people got injured
Yeah.
because of the weight limit because the party was out of control.
Okay.
And like I remember seeing that, and then there's all these people are rushed to the ER
Because they're
And
all
it-
just crushed.
that was like a real thing that happened that they based. And I remember watching that on the stairs, going, "What the fuck? Because all these people, like, it just starts off like boom, 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 boom. People
And
are
they're
dancing.
on the top floor then?
Yeah, they're like third, fourth floor of
So
this
there's
apartment.
people on the second floor who are just like having dinner.
Yeah, there's
okay.
like, oh, how you doing, cat?
Yeah, like it's just
Yeah.
their apartment.
And then they just hear this annoying like
It's like building
and then
7.
crash.
9/11.
And it was
reference.
Well, this was 90s,
I
so
remember.
we were naive and didn't think that could happen. I don't know if naive is a way to explain 9/11. Probably not. Probably not.
It might be. Comfort. I mean, like, yeah, that's like, yeah.
Dude. I will say, dude, when 9/11 happened, though, I was naive.
I mean, I was naive after because I was 6.
Yeah, I was in first grade.
Yeah, I wasn't get. Do you remember it?
I do.
Me too.
Because I remember very few things about first grade. I remember 9/11.
Okay.
And then I remember making a teddy bear.
Okay.
Because, like, we did,
Wait,
like,
like sewing?
Yeah.
What?
Our parents would come in and, like, help us sew.
Oh.
And we made I think my mom still has mine.
Where did you go to elementary school?
Fair Meadows.
Oh, right. I moved. So I didn't have.
So-
So my kindergarten
I
was
moved.
different.
I moved. Yeah, I didn't go to kindergarten at Fair Meadows. My
Oh, okay.
first year in the school district in this area was first grade. And I had
Oh,
moved.
okay.
So it was like,
Because I moved from one district or one elementary to another within the same district.
oh, what'd you start at?
Rex Mathis, a fucking like porn star name of an elementary school.
That's not a school anymore.
Nope.
That's the junior high gym.
Yes.
Because I remember hanging out at Rex Mathis after school. Dude, I
Yeah,
would
so that was
skip-
my kindergarten twice, and I think my first grade, and then I moved to our elementary school.
I would skip football practice.
Yeah.
Because I played football in 7th grade.
And were
go
you
to
good?
I skipped, so
What-
obviously not.
What was your position?
Nose guard, baby.
Wait.
Protecting. That's defensive. Opposite. No.
Like
Yeah,
were you
that's-
opposite of center?
No, yeah, it's defense opposite of the quarterback.
So the center would be right in front of you.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. So I was nose guard.
Did you play like on actual like?
I played on the Valley Stadium field.
Really?
Yeah.
Wild.
Not many plays.
Sure.
But there was one play where I assisted with a sack.
Really?
Me and another guy took the quarterback down.
Holy shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah, but they never played me because I would skip practice.
Sure.
Because
were you like big enough at that point?
I was in the heavyweights.
Okay.
Because in 7th grade junior
So
high, there
you were the
lightweights.
size of because I was.
Yeah, it was
always
the
just,
size of a lineman. What's crazy about the lightweights in football is
Yeah.
they mostly did running because they looked like you.
Well, because
And then I was with all the fat
I've
people
always
because I
been-
was a fat man.
yeah, you were. I mean, you were always.
I was
just
a
like-
lineman.
Yeah.
Because
Because
I always had a beer belly.
I've always been
even
so
before.
tiny.
Yeah, I
'Cause-
mean, you're still tiny.
Right. Yeah. But like back then, because people asked me if I did sports because I was so small and I could like fit different molds. But
Yeah, but, like, what
I
sport
was
would you be
not
good at?
Fast.
Track. I guess you look
No,
like you might have done. Like,
I wasn't
cross-country.
fast. Cross country,
Cross-country.
I probably could have trained for. I did tennis. I was.
Oh, you do look like a tennis.
Yeah,
star.
I was the top JV. So me and my partner were at the top of the bottom, which is what I liked.
Do you have a favorite tennis player?
No, I mean, I guess just the Williams, right?
Williams. That's a go-to answer. But Norman Magnus.
No idea.
He is an incredible tennis player from like the early 2000s. And
Okay.
the only way I know his name is
Yeah.
from Sega 2K2 Tennis.
Okay,
And that's the character I always play as Norman.
that's a fun way to know shit.
Norman Magnus. That's his.
Yeah.
I picked him because of his name. And every time I'm playing against him and he does something wrong, I go Magnus. And I get so.
Yeah,
I think I don't even think he's from America. I think he's from like a different country, but I
Sure.
love him.
because you played tennis at one point, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, I dabbled. I dabbled with a little bit.
Or
of
that's
tennis.
just a sport you can play.
I-
Because that's a game I miss.
dude, tennis is a fucking workout. I love tennis. But what's
I
crazy?
live
is-
right next to a tennis court.
dude. Do
We
have-
should play tennis.
Do we have rackets? We got to get rackets.
I have a racket.
I love tennis.
Yeah.
It's a great workout. It's very cardio, like sprint.
Yeah.
It's sprint based.
Because that's a
'Cause you have a
sport
giant field.
where we haven't played so long. I don't know who would win.
Dude, I would love to play some tennis. Let's play some tennis before it gets cold out.
Sure, yeah.
Dude, yeah.
Film a little video of it.
Dude, absolutely.
See who wins.
We got to do it. Do it for the content.
Yeah,
Dude,
let's-
absolutely. Tennis would be amazing.
Do you think you can beat me in tennis?
Tennis is a lot harder than it looks because I've been playing a
know.
lot of video game tennis and like I'm good at that.
Okay.
Video game tennis is so,
Two buttons.
No,
Yeah, because there's.
it's
Hit.
easy. It's easy to play, hard to master. That's
Okay.
it's like arcade sports.
Okay.
No, but what's crazy is my grandpa was
Yes.
a tennis coach.
Okay.
Isn't that crazy?
I mean, There's a lot of them. Every town has one,
What?
and not a lot of people
It's just
play
weird.
tennis.
It's just weird thinking because I know my grandpa is my grandpa. It's weird
Is it
thinking.
the bird-loving grandpa?
Yeah, it's weird
Okay.
thinking like when he was younger before I existed, because he and my grandma taught at the high school. They were both teachers
At a big high school?
at Sioux City,
Oh, big enough.
big enough. Like 2A maybe.
Okay.
So yeah, he taught, and then he was like a tennis coach. And I
Nice.
think he did cross country for a little bit, but he taught tennis for a long time.
Okay.
And he was like really good at
Did
tennis.
he teach you?
Maybe I might have played tennis with him when I was
Oh, I
younger.
thought
He
that's-
taught me.
I was hoping that was why you think you could beat me.
No, I'm just bringing this up because it's a fun fact. He taught me how to play chess, though.
Are you any good at chess? This is a chessboard right here.
Dude, I have a chessboard in my house that I built.
Yeah.
I am good at chess.
Okay. We could do that
Well,
too.
Okay.
I do believe you could beat me at
I
chess.
could probably beat you at chess, but what's crazy is when I used to live with my buddy Jaden, our buddy Jaden, Sketchman, represent, we
Yes.
would have random chess nights.
Okay.
Because he bought me a
Well, him
chess-
and I played naked chess together.
Well, he bought me figures for my chessboard because I
Yes,
didn't
we'll
have
go right
figures
over
for
that.
it.
Yeah.
We'll go back to the naked chess. But we would play it, and we had tallies going on his whiteboard.
Yeah.
There was an R and a J, and we consistently, we played like 14, 15 games.
Yeah.
It was like 7 wins. Like it was
Okay.
consistently back and forth. Occasionally I'd go,
Because
you got me.
I beat him in chess when we played. So maybe.
So he got naked.
Yes. Well, you start naked in naked chess. It's part of it.
So what happens when you lose?
You
You got to put a piece up your butt.
No.
It's the coin.
No, it's naked chess to make sure you don't have a piece up. It's no
Oh,
cheating.
nothing up your sleeve. I get it.
Because those people like pull a queen out and then just place it
Yeah,
on the
because
board.
they
And you
go,
don't realize.
they go nothing up your sleeve, and you go take your shirt off, and you go, you got sleeves on your underpants. You know,
You got that little
yeah, you
pouch.
get- well, also like
Yeah.
leg sleeves.
Something. So in women's underwear,
Okay.
when I bought my first pair, I noticed.
What do you? Okay, hang on. Before you, what?
Actually, no, I bought my only pair.
Why are you buying women's underwear?
Those actually might have been a gift. So I maybe got a gift, but I think I've bought a pair for myself before. Honestly, I don't remember what the thing was for, but it was for a thing.
Okay, where'd you buy it from? Victoria's Secret?
I think so because I think I was like, well, if I'm gonna buy one,
You might
I'm
as well
gonna-
get
yeah.
fancy.
But I remember
that store's intimidating.
yes, but I remember there was a little pouch in them that confused the fuck out of me.
A pouch, like in the
Yes.
front.
Inside of it, yeah. So like against you.
Is that for the monthly?
No, that would be weird because that would be a panty sticking to a tampon.
Yeah, true.
sticking-
Then it would bleed the
No,
inside
and
layer.
like tampons are all the way in you.
No, there's pads.
But no, it's like it was the size of my chapstick. That was the only thing I could tell that would be like, oh, I can get my chapstick in here.
Okay, so,
I was
any
always
women,
curious.
any women listeners, please let us know because is it for like sexual like like inserts or like vibrators or
Oh,
You know what I mean?
That'd be a weird thing to design normal underwear for.
it doesn't make any sense.
That would be that would just be a lot of extra steps for something like that without being
And also
specific
not
on the.
not everybody and people are into different things.
And also, like,
Is that-
it was a normal
Have
pair of
you
underwear I
noticed
bought, so I
any
doubt it's for
other,
that.
female underwear have pouches, or was that just like a?
I mean, I just remember that one because I remember remarking like, oh, it's chapstick size, so I kept some chapstick in it whenever I wore it, just because I was
Okay.
like,
Whenever you wore it,
I don't remember what the use was for, but it was for a use.
well,
And,
was it multiple uses?
No, it was one use, and then I think it was a bit. Other times I wore it.
What do you? How is it a bit? Because no one knows what underwear you're wearing.
Maybe
ever.
I would then plan to be like pull it up to my friends or something. It was
I
in
can
college.
picture. I can picture you doing it as a bit, but obviously, since you said a pocket, they didn't. I can picture you buying a thong as a bit and wearing like the string super high in the back. So, then when
So-
you bend over, oh, you dropped your wallet. You know what I mean? It just,
Yeah, no, actually, I think I remember why I had it. We had a Secret Santa on our dorm floor, and it was between the male and female floor because it was like half floors but both co-ed.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so like we were all treated as one floor, but below us was co-ed or females, and we were doing Secret Santa, and I wrote like I don't fucking know, like they said write 3 things just so someone has something to pick from. So I put like
Oh, for
headphones.
things you like, yeah.
So I put like headphones, and then I put like candy, and then I put man thong. And then the person that got me went for man thong. That's how I got them.
Of course. Oh, so you have a man thong. You still have it?
No, it was just panties though.
Oh.
I don't think I still have them, but I don't know where they would have gone because I never would have thrown.
Do you still
Wait,
have the
no,
pair
we
that-
hid them. There was a secret compartment in our dorm because our dorm wasn't meant to be a dorm. It was meant to be like a hangout spot.
Oh, shit.
And so we had a tie-up, like a unlockable like case, and my buddy figured out how to like break it open. So we put it back at the end of the year, and I think we put the thong back there.
Damn.
So anyone who opens that will just find my really old thong,
It's used and probably smells.
and probably still has a chapstick in it.
Oh, that has a pocket as well?
That was the time.
that
I
was the
think.
pocket.
Yes, I think.
Okay, so now because I was like, okay, we have 2 Hunter stories. Where are both of them? But they were both the same story.
I think. I also believe that I bought a pair of man thong for something. Banana hammock.
I mean, that would make sense because you're weird.
I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's all for the bet.
Well, everything's for the bit, and that's the whole reason we started this freaking podcast. Welcome back to the Moist Monday podcast. We are finally in wet timber.
Feels good.
So it feels so good. So let's
I'm buzzed.
freaking get into it, baby. This is the meat of the episode now.
We're in the meat.
So
We're Arby's.
we are.
We've got the beef.
No, it's not beef. We've got the meat.
And then Wendy's is where is the beef?
Where's the beef?
Where's the beef? Yeah, not where is. Yeah.
Arby's says more than beef.
No.
They specialize in roast beef, but they have chicken. So I say, where's the meat?
Yeah, but like Wendy's has more than beef too. They have chicken.
Dude, a Baconator?
So good.
Is it the best fast food sandwich? I know how much like McDoubles and McChickens are so good.
I would
But consistency wise, every time you have a Baconator,
Yes, a Baconator
they
is
are
better.
Exactly.
because I would say the best McDouble is better than the average Baconator, but the
Ooh.
average Baconator is so
much
far
better than-
above
yeah.
than the average McDouble. But like I would say Wendy's overall is better in general.
Even their quality is usually exactly like I'd say 95%.
it's
Their
about the
fries
same.
are
Yeah.
exactly the same.
I rarely have a bad order, but like often I'll have a bad McDonald's order, but then you have the best.
But it makes sense
McDonald's
because
order.
if you think about like you order a Baconator, like the
you
difference
have to make
in,
some of it fresh.
Well, yeah, the difference in size and just production and just God, Baconator is fucking good. It might be.
I like that their burger's also just called Dave's.
What?
It's the Dave's Hot and Juicy. Like
Is that what you order? I've never ordered.
usually I order a double Dave's Hot and Juicy because I
So
don't,
this is a double cheeseburger.
yeah, and it's the square one.
I just always order a Baconator.
See, like I don't like bacon. It doesn't add much to me, but like a Baconator is good.
Anytime I order like that for lunch, I'll order the Sun, the Baconator, because it's a
Son
little
of
bit.
a- yeah.
You get the same taste, but it's just less
Smaller.
It's
yeah.
smaller and.
Can you turn my mic down because I cannot hold it close.
What do you mean you cannot hurt to hold it close?
I feel like this is peaking. Like that sounds like way too much.
I mean your headphones.
Maybe, but you don't.
think
sound
you
like
sound
you're peaking.
pretty good.
It sounded like I was peaking.
How's that sound?
Yeah, I think this sounds good if I have enough wavelength up there.
Yeah, we're both at the same level, so I don't know where.
Hell
I just
yeah.
have a lower tone than you.
No, I was holding it out here earlier. Is the issue?
Well,
So when I brought it close, yeah.
check.
Check. Yeah.
How we doing?
Hey, bud.
Welcome back to the Moist Monday podcast. How's everyone doing?
Hank, how are you?
Happy- Oh, Hank, he looks
You're
pretty
looking good.
He's looking good. Dude.
He's finding his style.
Yeah, I like it.
Me too.
Yeah, Hank's
Look at
Hank's growing on me, guys. I will admit that.
I mean, he's certainly growing. Look at him. What a short king over there.
He's a short king with a fucking Pringle can. I'll tell you that right
Yeah.
now.
That is a 5'4" man tall and nearly a 5'4" man wide.
Leaning. A kickstand. Oh, it's fucking nuts, dude. And he's so humble about it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look at him. Like, he doesn't even blush while we're talking about him because
No.
he knows
He's-
who he is.
He knows who he is.
And he
he's,
won't question
He's
that.
been this way since freshman year of college, and he's just
I mean, he's
he
fresh
found
out of it.
He found himself early,
Yeah.
and he's
that's-
willing to do this job for free.
Yeah. I mean, he's getting college credit.
Oh, I thought he was done
With
college.
no, with unpaid intern, you have to give him at least college credit for it.
Yeah, so if they ever want to go back to college.
No, he's in his journalism degree.
Yeah. I mean, he's doing really good. I'm hoping one day he gets up to, like, NPR level.
Yeah, I think he can. I mean, look at him. Look at that face.
You can't disagree
How can you not
with
love that? Yeah.
dude. He's so cute. And if you guys are listening to the audio-only version of this, come over to YouTube and see what Hank looks like.
He is a dashing fellow, just eager to exceed in life. And we appreciate him. Thanks, bud.
I won't go that far.
I will. I appreciate
I'm gaining appreciation for him because
Yes.
last week I don't know how to feel about him, so it's gonna be a slow.
Unproven, though.
It's gonna be a slow burn for me.
Yeah. You're latching on to rumors going around.
Well, you know me. I'm a warrior. That's a callback to last week.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm behind an episode, apparently.
But
Oh,
spelled
yes.
WORRYNG. Yeah, I worry, dude. But you know what? Whatever Lizia
Yes.
wants to do in her free time.
As long as it doesn't include me, I'm happy.
It doesn't. People do things all the time that don't have to involve me.
Most of them do.
So why do I worry about it?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
No.
So, Hank, you have my blessing. Is it weird to give him a blessing? I feel like I have to because I've been there, done that. You know.
I mean, he does look up to us, so I feel like a blessing bestowed is.
Yeah, because I didn't want to go this far, but since we are talking about it, I will say it out loud. We are his mentors.
I'd like to think so. I mean, I'd like to think of myself as a father figure to him. It's been a great past 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, we've taught him a lot. We've
I
taught him how to
think so.
cross his hands.
Yeah, he can hold things now.
We've taught him how to dress well.
Yeah.
Ish.
I mean, look
he
at him.
definitely he took that and ran though
Yeah,
because he
he's-
dressed better than all of us.
I know he's certainly more.
Maybe I should ask him
it.
for.
Yeah,
He's just a young hip dude. We told him to download Twitter.
and look at him go.
He's on the dating apps now,
I'm proud of him.
which is insane.
Getting
dude.
out there.
He's getting a lot of matches,
good for you, bud.
and it's kind of making me want to get back on the dating scene.
oh yeah,
So like Hank's kind of inspiring me.
yeah. So ladies out there, look out
Look out for a plastic man and a real man.
on the prowl,
We're both
on
We're
the
just-
hunt.
Yeah, that's gonna be, dude. That's
For
gonna be the
some cunt.
spin-off. That's gonna be the. Whoa!
What did I say?
I don't. We won't have to say what you said, but two single men on the prowl.
Yeah,
I was waiting for you to say it
reality
again.
TV. Oh,
I was waiting for you to say it again.
jump back in there. Yeah,
Are we doing a reality TV show commercial? Is that what you're really?
I don't know. How would that go to you?
Two single men on the prowl. One's plastic. One's a man.
I'm trying to think of any taglines.
You got.
I'm being slow.
I
right
said
now.
I did such a good setup.
What comes after that?
Two single men on the prowl. One's plastic. One's a man, but both their hearts are real.
Oh,
Welcome to 2.5 Men. 1.5 Men. The sequel. No. Yeah, but 1.5 Men. Because we both have real hearts.
2.5 mannequin.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's closer.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Jesus Christ.
you think you liked the Fantastic Four.
Did people think that?
Well, now, coming this fall, based on one of the characters, Mr. Incredible.
What?
The stretchy one.
Yeah, that's him.
From the producers of E.T. the Extraterrestrial and The Breakfast Club. Coming this fall. What was it? 2.5?
2.5 mannequin.
2.5 mannequins. One man, one plastic, two hearts. Can they find love in the city? Tune in Thursday at 8 p.m. on MTV 3.
I'd tune in.
Dude, it'd be so easy to make a movie trailer. It'd be so easy. Like
Yeah,
that's
you
the way.
just did. Yeah. All you need is that voice, apparently.
Do you like that?
I did. I really
That kind of like hurt my throat.
I'm sure.
Doing that voice gonna hurt my throat.
And just you pulling movies out of your ass.
This podcast. It's like you gotta pretend you have like a smoker's voice.
And then push past
Yeah,
it.
you gotta like so like every time you talk, it rubs your throat.
Yeah.
It fucking like hurts when I talk when I do it.
So what about this podcast?
This podcast. This Monday. You think?
I like how much it's about what the audience.
Well, that's the best way to get people
Yeah.
to relate.
You think?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like a way to say this. You think you have enough moisture in your life, but you're actually dry. Tune in every Monday for the Moist Monday podcast so you can get 100% moisture in your life.
Tagline's a little wordy, but other than that, I like it.
Coming every. You just keep going.
You think I'm done?
Yeah,
Done.
I mean, the dramatic music keeps going. You think I'm done. But we're just getting started. Coming this fall, Moist Monday. I can't. Moist Monday 2.0. The return of the moist. Starring Burt Reynolds
Oh, as who?
as Gene Lebowski.
Who's that? According to Moist Monday,
You know him as a local small town cop.
Gene Lebowski.
But coming Tuesday, February 27th, you find out he shouldn't be trusted.
Is this a commercial for Gene Lebowski's other project during his movie?
You thought this. You thought this trailer was for something else. But we're back to the Moist Monday podcast. Every Monday. It's a made up movie. It's a made up character. This is a made up trailer.
Because you. I was very confused about
Gene Lebowski?
I don't remember who played him.
Someone famous.
Yeah, no,
George, was it George Clooney?
I don't. It
Yeah,
was
I can't
No,
remember.
it was someone you like. It was a real person you listed as Gene Lebowski, who's not in the Moist Monday podcast. So I didn't know what his story.
Yeah, but that's how
was.
you know him from.
Yeah, but he's a cop who can't be trusted.
You. No. It's so funny to do because it's so dramatic. But I feel like that's how like every 2000s like
Commercial has been,
movie
yeah.
trailer is, and it's just like hell, we should make movie trailers for
Like to start our podcast with,
yeah.
just trailers for other made-up podcasts.
You've been listening to so many other podcasts this week, but now the work week has just started. How do you begin your day? Wrong.
I like
You
that
said
there's
coffee.
a call and response, but you didn't wait for the call.
I waited a little bit, but you didn't. You were drinking.
Yeah, I also didn't know it was for me to answer.
You said coffee. Wrong. It's so hard to do that voice, but
Wrong.
wrong.
Because it's like kind of like a winded Trump impersonation.
Dude, I'm gonna be so like my throat already hurts. Like I'm gonna wake up tomorrow.
You
with no,
haven't finished the commercial yet, so you're not done.
I've already said it wrong twice. I'm not gonna say it again because that's what really throw my voice off. Tune in every Monday for the everything's coming back to the Moist Monday podcast.
Yeah, I see that.
Tune in every Monday morning, starting at midnight 1 o'clock. That's 12:01 for you that don't know what that means. You thought it was afternoon 1 o'clock. It was midnight 1 o'clock. Every Monday, Moist Monday podcast drops 12:15 p.m. Wrong. 12:15 a.m. on YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it comes out 50 minutes late on.
15? I didn't know that.
It comes at 12:15 every Monday,
All right, that's
which
not-
probably isn't a good time to put out stuff on
probably
YouTube.
not. Yeah,
But
I
it's
don't-
like the podcast comes out at midnight, so
yeah,
and
might
also
as well get
night.
it out
Can
as
you imagine
early as
working night
possible.
shift?
and waiting for something to come out?
But
on
I'm sure
YouTube?
that's how it goes. No, because like podcasts are released usually at midnight.
Are they okay?
So if you work night shift, you get caught up on podcasts, and then at midnight the newest podcast drops,
That'd be kind of nice, I guess. Yeah, because I feel like
and then you can just be in the forums for
yeah,
it.
most people who listen to podcasts or most people who work overnight would listen to a lot of podcasts. I bet.
I mean, yeah, you'd have to do something to keep you awake. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously music, but
Music gets so old so fast, and I hate it.
Do you
now.
think any night shift people listen to us?
I'd assume so.
Oh, that'd
At
be-
least one of our listeners would
Dude,
work.
please reach out to us if you are a night shifter. If you're a third shifter,
A late night moister.
I'd love to be. Yeah, late night moister. I like that.
Yeah.
I like the sound of that. A late night moister. That sounds like you're getting naughty. Ew. Thought this was a.
He just keeps popping in there.
You thought you were listening to the podcast,
I thought I was on the podcast.
but this is just a reel. It's just.
I'm caught in it without knowing.
What's so funny is it's just like a best of episode, but you think it's a real episode.
And you just keep telling me about best ofs
Number 10,
of our 30 episodes.
March 31st. Came out June 30th.
What? And that's
just like
the
our
best of?
Yeah, that's our schedule.
Okay.
But that's like the episode. I don't know.
I don't know.
I like this new character I came up with today.
Of just our announcer.
Yeah, the movie trailer announcer. It sounds kind of real. Like I can't do voices,
But
but like that as a voice I
Yeah.
can do because it's not a voice.
it's just the furthest you can go.
Because I can't do impressions, but I can do made up voices. I
I'm
guess.
so bad at impressions too. I've never actually been able like
Dude, it's hard to do impressions and voices, especially if you.
name a celebrity. Let's see.
Let's start with one that you do know how to do.
Oh, okay.
Vin Diesel.
Hey, I'm Vin Diesel. I'm sitting here on the Moist Monday podcast.
Hey Vin Diesel, how you doing? Can I call you Vinny boy?
You know, I'd rather save that just for my family. But that's me in particular.
So.
That's my Vin Diesel. I don't know.
Oh,
if
you
it
were gonna
sounds-
stop there. I was
Yes,
gonna keep asking
no,
you questions. All right, Vin Diesel. That's pretty good, Vin Diesel. It's pretty good. It just sounds like a Stone Stallone. And That's,
Stone
what you're,
Stallone.
that's what you're going for,
I like
dude.
that.
That's you came up with that.
That's why I like it, apparently.
You go, I like that. You came up with that.
All right.
In one of the Fast and Furious episodes.
All right, give me another one. Let's
All right.
see what happens.
Fuck. Blake Lively. Good luck. You just gotta be really hot.
Well,
She's a crocodile hunter. You know her. It's
well-
Blake Lively.
well,
from
yeah,
Savages.
my name's Blake Lively, and I'm here on some crocodile.
Coming this fall, Blake Lively is Steve Urkel.
Jesus.
But he's in Alabama this time.
Oh, so you weren't going for Steve Irwin?
No, I said Steve Urkel.
Oh, you didn't do that on accident?
No. But he's in Alabama this time. Coming this fall, Blake Lively playing
As Steve
Steve Urkel playing an Alabama Hot Pocket.
So I'd be like, did I do that?
But it's Blake Lively playing.
I know, that's why I was trying to do the Steve Urkel voice on top of my Blake Lively voice.
But then
who I don't
also
know who she
doing an
is.
Alabama accent.
Fuck. Which the crocodile hunter did not have to begin with.
But that's the movie she's in. This whole episode is just movie trailers. We should probably get into a topic.
Yeah.
So just we're riffing.
And with no kind to riff.
We should talk about. So obviously we're drinking again, and you could probably tell the whole vibe of the podcast is way different.
It's pretty far gone at this point because we're back on Whatember.
Yeah.
Or just
feels
the idea of
feels
getting
good to be
moist
drinking.
again.
So let's do a cheers. Let's do it. We haven't done a cheers in a while.
No, cheers to that, bud. Love you.
Oh, dude, feels so good. We're drinking again. But
Yes.
this past weekend, the goal we've been looking forward to, the whole thing we've been working towards, we did Tough Mudder Chicago 2022 2 days ago.
And we did pretty good.
Oh my god, dude! So I think it'd be kind of fun. Obviously, this whole episode has been weird, but I think it'd be kind of fun at this point in the show
Yes.
to talk about the weekend. I think
Yeah.
I think
no,
it'd
we
be-
had a big weekend in
we
Chicago.
did have a big freaking weekend. So
Moist Boys got muddy.
the Moist Boys got muddy, and we did it, and we were sober leading up to it, which is absolutely insane.
We were sober and we were working out and we were trying to get in our best shape for this event.
Which was real weird because going into the event, I felt so not in shape.
well, because
so
the morning of we
nervous.
fucked ourselves over too.
Well, also the night before, probably I fucked myself over.
true.
So let's start Friday afternoon. All three of us worked.
Yes.
So you, me, and your lady friend Izzy.
Yes.
We all drove to Chicago after work on Friday. But we all worked on Friday, so what did we wait for us?
We left at like 5 p.m. probably.
Yeah. In Chicago, for us, is like 5.5 hours drive.
Probably.
So my projected time to get there was 11 p.m.
Yep. And we also stopped at the world's largest
Dude,
truck stop.
yeah, this is absolutely... So if you've ever driven on I-80...
It's the only like world's largest that has been accessible to us, though. So
I've driven past
fun.
it so many times growing up because I live in Iowa and I obviously drive I-80 a lot.
Yes.
'Cause I've been to Chicago like a bunch.
Yep.
And also like when you drive to Davenport, that's how you drive past it.
Right, yeah.
It's the world's largest truck stop. And we brought it up because we were like, oh, we're getting near it. Should we stop by? And then I was like, wait, I've never been there. And Izzy got so excited, and then I got so excited.
And I've been there a few times, but I don't think I've ever experienced it like I did this time.
Oh my God, dude. I wanted to go as a bit because I was like, oh, it's a gas station.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
And it's like a thing to
we
do.
spent 45 minutes at a rest stop.
And
which is absolutely...
most of which was exploring, not even using it. Yep.
We started exploring, and it just kept going. At first, I noticed there's like 4 or 5 different fast food restaurants in
like
this...
full kitchens.
Full kitchen fast food restaurants in this rest stop.
So what they have? They had a Taco Bell, I think a Papa John's?
Wendy's.
Wendy's, yeah. They did. And shit.
And
they
then I
had
think there
more.
was one more.
Yeah, there was at least one more.
And then, yeah, it was just like... And then there were lines, and there was like it was like a food court.
Yep.
And that was only part
Right, yeah.
of this. And then we were walking because it goes downstairs into like a whole area of truck parts.
Yeah, like because there's an auto shop area, there's kind of like a souvenir area, and there's like just a gas station.
Remember
area.
the guitar area?
Yeah,
there was
they
a
had
whole area,
whole music section.
a whole music section. They had a whole section of trucker DVDs.
Yes,
They had a whole section of movies based on trucks. I
like
guess.
just like on the road movies about being on the
road.
road.
Yeah,
that you
road
would enjoy.
movies.
Yeah,
And it was like, my question was, do truckers watch movies while they truck?
well, they have like a full. I mean, not full apartment, but like they have like a full little living area in the back.
That is
of the
true.
truck.
They have like
They
mattress
have a bunk. They have like a microwave. They probably have a little TV.
Oh, is the bed above them? That would make sense because they have all that upper storage.
Whatever, like the space, their spacing is. They have just like a whole little.
Yeah, because I know
area.
some truckers that like will bring like their family with them, or like
Yeah,
like
you
a
can
wife
for
or
sure,
like an
at least get another
animal.
person, or a lot of people bring their dog.
So then obviously there's got to be a somewhat
there's
living space in the
room.
back, and then they just pull over and sleep in it. And it's probably, since it's above deck, dark whenever. And
Well, because also like truckers are only allowed to drive like a certain amount of time a day, so they have to be in their. Like some have to like turn in early because they start so early.
there's a new thing like in trucking, because sometimes it was just like you could truck as long as you wanted.
Yeah.
But there's new things they're putting in trucks that I watched like this whole video on it, where it's cameras facing on you, and like it will keep track of like you're blinking, and then so if it ever like how like when you get tired you start like slowly
like you
do that
long
slow
blinks.
thing.
Or you,
the
like-
camera's watching you.
Yeah.
It will alert.
track those.
It will alert and record you, but also like alert and wake you up.
Weird.
Just so, and then it's like you gotta pull over now, or else we'll stop the truck. Like it's like programmed to like,
Jesus, yeah.
and it's like kind of sucks. I mean, it's safety. It's awesome.
Yeah.
But also like some people are like, I can fight through that and wake up.
Sure. Yeah, I mean that's such a weird thing of like
But it is
how
weird
long they're
when,
allowed
when,
to work.
when a trucker
'Cause
is.
also, I think they're given really like shitty deadlines that like barely fit within the parameters of what they're legally.
I know they
allowed
make a
to
lot of
do.
money, dude.
Yeah?
Especially if you own your own truck.
That'd be like that lifestyle always seemed appealing, but just so like you have to go into it to do like long haul
Yeah,
trucking.
because you're not home.
right, yeah,
And I think that's where the money is.
probably.
But we were at this world's largest truck stop.
It was pretty goddamn bad.
Yeah, I-80. There's a second story. This is what really enticed me. There's a second story to it.
Yeah.
And we saw a sign and stairs. The stairs were really thin, and we were like, what's up there?
Yeah.
And
And it
the sign
said,
said
"Movie
movie theater, barber shop, laundry, like all
and
this.
then I think it was like the shower quarters and
Yeah.
all that.
And we
too.
were like, what?
yeah. I mean, it's
And
world's largest for
We
a reason.
walked up the stairs, and the first thing I saw when I turned left was a little boy getting a haircut at the barber shop.
and like a few were in line.
yeah, and I was
Like,
like,
his whole family was there too.
that's instantly when my vibe changed. I was like, what?
because like
We're at a gas station, and there's legit people in line at a barber shop, and one person is getting a haircut.
because
At the time, like,
did the parents think it was funny to get the hair their child's haircut at the world's largest truck stop?
Or are they
Or
truckers?
is this? I don't know. A whole family would be a trucker in that sense. So like, I
Yeah,
wonder,
it was
like,
a
did
kid.
the kid?
It was
need,
a kid.
Yeah, like, did the kid need a haircut? And they're like, well, might as well.
Might as well. Tomorrow we're doing family photos of the family reunion, and we're on our
Yeah.
way there.
Because like,
Dude, I don't know what the backstory was, but I was like,
so
oh, this
intrigued
is
by
like,
that.
I thought everything here was a bit, and it's not. This is real life.
Because like the movie theaters there were tiny rooms with just big TVs.
We were afraid to go into the real theater
Right. Yeah.
because those doors were heavy, but I was like, someone's probably getting a hand job in there.
That's what it kind of felt like those movie theaters were for. Because also the showers were right next to it.
Yeah, the shower. Yeah, it looked pretty nice showers.
No,
and I just
yeah.
remember there was one. I wouldn't call it a movie theater. I think it was like a communal. Reminded me of like a hospital.
Yeah, no,
area.
it felt like a waiting room.
Yeah.
Because it's just a bunch of chairs.
A bunch of
pointed at
small
a TV.
chairs and a small TV, and there was a guy sitting in the very back
Mm-hmm.
eating a Dairy Queen Blizzard. And Dairy Queen
Yeah.
Orange Julius was the other restaurant
You're
down
right.
there.
You got
And then
there.
also
Yes.
there was so there was fast food.
Yes.
There was a real restaurant.
Yeah.
/ buffet.
Right. I forgot about
Which is
that.
we were like, and it looked. There were people sitting in there.
I think it had like a
looked pretty-
fireplace
Yeah,
in the
it
middle
looked
of it.
pretty decently sized.
'Cause,
and
like, it was kinda
what
like-
is that food going to be
Because
like?
like it felt kind of like a hotel restaurant.
Yeah.
Where it was its just own thing, but it was well
And you
done
walk
still.
in and the vibe just changed. You're like
Yeah.
in the restaurant vibe, and you're like, but then when you think about it, you're at a truck stop,
But it's world's largest, so they're gonna go all out.
dude. It was so cool. We spent so much time, and then I also was like, I haven't had Taco Bell in a while, so I got like a, a Crunchwrap Supreme, and
Oh,
then
having
like
a 4-hour drive ahead of you.
4-hour drive ahead of us, and we had to wake up early for Tough Mudder.
Yeah.
So I decided to get a Crunchwrap Supreme. I got a bunch of other snacks because we found stuff when we were walking.
There's
and
weird
we were
shit
like,
there too. Yeah.
yeah, that sounds good. So I bought a bunch of snacks. We snacked on our way to Chicago. We got to Chicago at 10:30 p.m.
Yeah, we made good
on a
time for how bad it was.
Friday night.
Yeah. And then the next morning, because honestly, it took me so long to fall asleep. I think just because also I was anxious about the next morning.
Yeah, I was really
and it's
nervous.
hard to fall asleep in a new place. But
Plus,
then
we were
woke up
sleeping
at,
on air mattresses.
Yeah, and then we woke up at 5 a.m.
Yeah, the alarm went
for
off
a
at
Tough Mudder.
the alarm went off at 5:07. And here is what's funny, but also sucks. When we signed up for Tough Mudder, it said Tough Mudder Chicago 2022.
And we were like,
And we were like, perfect. Jacob's sister lives in Chicago.
yep,
It's
we
gonna
have a
work out
place
great.
to stay. She wants us to stay with her.
So
Boom,
we
we're
thought
in
it was
the city.
perfect. And then when we got sent the details of Tough Mudder, it said Rockford International Airport. And we go, oh, is that just at right outside?
Nope.
Hour and a half drive.
Like just the closest, biggest city to Chicago. Like,
why wouldn't we just
it's-
call it
yeah, it's
Tough Mudder Rockford?
Yeah, it's its own city that like I was aware of before.
Yeah, I
knowing
know
Chicago.
Rockford.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hour and a half drive. So our start time for Tough Mudder was 8 a.m.
Yes.
We had an hour and a half drive. So we had to wake up at 5 a.m.
And there's gonna be like parking and like trying to find your
Yeah.
way in.
Parking, waking up, getting ready, all this stuff. So yeah, we woke up at 5 a.m.
So 5 hours of sleep.
When we were leaving your sister's place, you 80% fell down the stairs.
Yes,
You
fell down
almost
about
broke.
like 3 or 4 stairs
You almost broke your leg
trying to get ready for.
before we even got to Tough Mudder. It'd
Yeah.
be so funny if you did it. And they like
You would have to carry me up the stairs, and then
yeah, because we were at the bottom of the 3 stories, and you just went. And all I did, because it was funny, but also like even if you would have broke your leg, I would have kept laughing
Just
because
'cause
I
you don't
get
know what else to
I get
do.
really uncomfortable when things happen so suddenly that I just like, is this real? I don't know.
I think I'd be laughing like even breaking like because I'd be so confused about. The
and also we
situation.
were barely awake,
Yeah, we were still out of it. Yeah, which is why I fell down the stairs.
so we drove the hour and a half to Rockford, Illinois. When we got near the area, parking directions were absolutely insane.
Because later we
Dude.
found out a lot of the roads were closed for the run, but they didn't say that like beforehand, so they
No.
didn't tell you how to get around it.
They just said follow this road to this road, and we followed it like 3 times, and it just said road closed, and the cop was like, "Yeah, just go down that road and take a left."
Yep,
And
and
then we
then
would do that, and then it would be closed again. Oh no, you got to take the next left.
yeah,
And it's like,
they just push us further down until we finally circled the entire area.
yeah, we literally circled the entire airport. It was so confusing, but we get there. It's early. I was drinking a freaking energy drink on the way down. I had like a granola bar.
Bet you later, yeah.
Yeah, especially because it was like it was a 200 milligram.
Which is still not great.
No, I had a 300 today.
Jesus,
It was the
Christ.
rain.
Sure.
Starting to get into those fitness.
Yep.
But what was crazy is we get there. I know Tough Mudder from the past 3 years that I've done it because my start time was like 10 o'clock.
Right.
Busy, packed as fuck. That's how I know Tough Mudder.
Hot, mud everywhere. Yep.
It was not busy at all because we were first wave.
Yep. We were prepped and primed, and like
So, like,
everything
literally-
was clean. Things were still being set up.
Things, yeah, like, and you could be able to walk. There was tables open. Like,
Felt lazy. Like you were just like able to hang out.
it was kind of nice. It was slightly a little cold, but it felt good. You know,
Yeah, it
'cause
was
we
like
were
a
like
brisk
we were
morning.
like jumping, you know, doing jumping
getting
jacks,
ready.
you know, getting stretched. We didn't want to do the first wave because we were like 8 a.m.
That's for the people who really,
That's for the really
care.
good. But we had options of 8:15, 8:30, 8:45. Anywhere between 8 to 9 was
And-
our starting.
And like around 8:10, we didn't know what else to do.
Yeah, because we already turned in our bags and we were standing there, and then it said now loading 8:15, and we were like,
Mine is fucking wow.
yeah, because what else are we gonna do? We're
Yeah,
already here. We're
like-
already ready.
Watch the next group go out and then be like, "Yep, now's our time." Like while just hanging
I do
out.
remember when we were in the loading zone for 8:15. Everyone looked in shape.
Yeah, it was
everyone-
a little scary.
And I
to-
was just like, oh. And there was like a bunch of teams and like people with like custom shirts and like it looked good. And I was like, oh, fuck, dude. And my stomach at this point started to hurt
Yeah, you were nervous.
because of the energy drink. Because
Just
of
sitting
the,
and you burning through.
Yeah, it just. And I will say, spoiler alert, my stomach hurt for most of the race, which was not fun.
Yeah, I bet.
So we finally get taken in to the first area of Tough Mudder where the guy talks to you.
Yeah, you like take a knee. This guy like just fills you with
Yeah.
like, I mean, like it's odd that like even some of it's like patriotic energy because it's not
It
even
super
about
is
that.
because
like,
we put our heart to our hand to our heart and the national anthem plays at the
yeah,
end.
and that's like the only time I've done that since probably like a high
Yeah, I haven't
school
done that
football game.
in forever.
Yeah.
But like you're just so in the moment. This guy gives such an inspirational speech. He's ex-military. One of his things that he started with, and I think this is a good quote to tell everyone that if
Yeah.
you're not there, is when was the last time you did something for the first time?
And honestly, when he said that, I'm not sure what my answer is.
Yeah, and I got kind of goosebumps because I was like, fuck, that's a good quote. He was mostly talking to the people that are doing, this was their first Tough Mudder, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of them in our group.
Because it's about like getting out of the norm of
Getting
your
out
life.
of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Which is the whole thing of this obstacle course, because a lot of like heights, water, electricity, like there's shit that
Yeah.
makes people uncomfortable. And there was one obstacle that made me really
Yeah,
uncomfortable.
just one really bad one this year for me too.
But we gave the speech, we got hyped, and then he freaking blew the whistle, and we were
Start running.
off
Yeah.
with all these people. So
Like-
what sucks when you start is you're just in this jam-packed group, and you just got to kind of keep running until things
Like
thin
you
out.
hope it thins out, yeah, and you don't know if it's gonna thin out where you're in the head or like you start
or you just
dropping
start
back
or you just start
to get away from
walking. Yeah,
people.
just so people. I kind of wait till like the first or second obstacle, because then that's when things really thin out, and then then it gets really thinned out, and then people start mixing together from different waves. Did you spill on yourself?
Did I sure did, bud? It just ran right down my cheek.
How did it feel?
A little chilly. It's nice, a little bubbly, a little moist.
Good. It's
Yeah,
moist
back,
Monday.
back to it.
Back to the Tough Mudder.
Wait, how would like a trailer bring us back in?
You thought they were just in. I love starting it with the.
I like him.
You thought they were just. It hurts my throat so. It like really hurts. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and not be able to talk. You thought they were just in Chicago for fun, but this weekend they're about to get tough. The Moist Boys. Chicago. Actually, Rockford, Illinois. Tough Mudder. I'm waiting till you move it. 2022 coming this now.
Okay.
See, now we're back into it.
Coming this now.
So the race starts.
Yeah, you're just running with a big group of
You
people.
thought the trailer was over.
damn
Just
it.
kidding.
Got me again.
No. So the race starts. We're running. I will say, here's what's weird is like the running. Obviously, my stomach was hurting because of the energy drink.
Yeah.
Besides that, I didn't notice the running at all.
No. And like with these, because
And
also
there were
the
a lot of
obstacles
there were a lot of stretches where we were like,
it was a mile
oh, we're
straight.
we're running for quite a while,
Yeah.
consistently. And I will say probably because there was 30 obstacles in our Tough Mudder.
I think so, yeah. That's what they said, at least.
I will say probably the first 10 kind of were lame.
Underwhelming, for sure.
And we were like, okay, what are we doing?
Yeah,
What
because
are we
like
doing?
it didn't quite feel like we were in it. Because like
Yeah,
two of them
it
was
didn't
just
feel like a Tough Mudder.
no, because like there was the 2 water ones which were nice, but you just crossed a like stream.
You're literally just walking across the stream.
and it's like waist level.
And then, but I dunked myself because it felt good. And
yeah, like
and
it was.
and there was a
ni-
current.
It was
and,
like a treat of a like obstacle.
and then there was one. There was one Berlin Wall,
which is just a wall you like jump
a vertical
over.
wooden wall.
But like in
and-
the past, there's been like 3 in a
yeah,
row.
it was literally just one.
Yeah.
And then that was it. And there we walked through a swamp. Like there was just weird like things we were doing where I was like, what?
It's
It
not a
didn't
real
feel-
challenge.
It didn't feel like Tough Mudder.
Yeah.
And we were running and it was like mile 1, mile 2, mile 3,
It
and we were like,
burnt through pretty quick.
and we were like,
in
holy
the
fuck.
beginning.
Because I was like, there's only 9 miles of this, and we're
Right,
like
yeah.
at mile 4 already. And I was like, I feel pretty freaking, like I didn't feel sore, I didn't feel tired,
Yeah.
but also we hadn't done anything
Too
that felt
challenging,
worthy
yeah.
enough, you know?
Right, yeah.
I remember going through like a little bit of woods and then coming out in that field and seeing Funky Monkey.
Yes.
To our
and that
left,
was like,
and I was like, and I got so excited because I was like, oh, we got to go around this bend,
Yep,
and then
something
we'll do
I-
Funky Monkey.
and like something I remember is like hard and like
Funky
it actually,
Monkey
like, puts
is
you to
the
it.
Tough Mudder.
Yes.
I think one of the state. I think Funky Monkey's been around for a long time. Great name,
One
great
of the main
obstacle.
obstacles for sure every year.
So we're like, okay, let's start running now. Run around the bend. It was a little bit of a run, and then
Yep.
when we get there, you know, we'll obviously stop because of the obstacle.
yes.
So we start running around the bend.
And
We get closer,
realize-
and then we realize, oh, that's not the next obstacle. The
You just
track goes
turn
to the
right.
yeah,
into
it goes
nothing.
right,
and,
and we're
just
like
open fields.
open field, and we go, what? So then
Yeah.
we did kind of walk at that point because we were like, what are we doing? Like
Yeah,
we,
it's
we
just-
were so excited for Funky Monkey, but it's
because
like
they let us
cockies.
see it, and then you just turn the other way
so then
for probably 2 miles.
Dude, yeah, literally 2 miles. We kept running, and then we came across. I forgot what it's called, but this is the worst obstacle I've ever
I can't remember the
experienced
name either.
in Tough
It's
Mudder.
like cage crawl or something
Oh,
like that.
Kiss of
Nope, Kiss is the one where you go head first down into mud.
oh, it's Kiss of Mud.
Yeah, I don't know what this one is.
Cage crawl. It's cage crawl.
Maybe that's just how you describe it, at least.
This one I've done before, and
In the past,
going into it, this used to be the most relaxing, felt good obstacle.
because like
ever.
a warm water, and like what you do is you kind of lay backwards in water, so your head's towards the sky, and there's a cage, like a fence, just laid flat above you.
Yeah.
and you grab onto it and pull yourself through water. And usually, like the water level is like past, like your ears,
It's behind
knee
your
open.
ears, and then you can kind of just float
So like
and relax
2
and pull
feet
yourself through
of
it.
water in a 3-foot cage.
Yeah, and it
maybe.
feels pretty good.
Yeah, it's just you pull yourself and it's fine.
So we get there and we're like, oh, there's a girl in front of us that's nervous, and we go,
she's
no.
freaking out.
She's freaking
talking
out.
to
We
her
go, and we go,
boyfriend. Yeah,
we go. No, this one's actually really relaxing. Like,
Yeah.
we've done this one before.
it's just you pull yourself
'Cause it's-
along.
Yeah, we've done
you
Tough
can
Mudder.
breathe fine. It's you're
It feels good. It's like a relaxing, slow.
like you just like it's like you're dragging your legs through water on like while pulling yourself from above. It's nice.
yeah, it's really nice. So we get in line, and there's like 2 or 3 dudes in front of us, and the exact 2 dudes in front of us get in, crawl about
and
10
'cause-
feet.
So
maybe.
we like watch ahead to see like when we should go.
Because obviously, you always want to wait till they're at least halfway done.
Yep.
Just because sometimes people slow down.
yeah.
And you don't want to get people.
you don't
want
want
to
to
clog it.
someone.
So literally, they get 10 feet in, less than 1/4% of the way
Yeah,
through
so
it.
we're waiting for them to hit the halfway mark,
And,
but
and
all of
then
a sudden,
all of a sudden, both of them just come out and say, "Nope, not doing that." I
and
swallowed
they walk
water.
past us.
And they were both bigger dudes, and we were like, they were both like really tough looking. I was like, what?
Yeah.
They swallowed, and both of them did. They
I was
swallowed
like-
water and freaked out and left.
Because I was like, oh, they must just like done something wrong. So you and I get ready, dip down, and
I crawl under there.
And
I like
just
take a
start
deep breath. I start reaching for the fence, and I'm like,
pulling
okay.
ourselves
I start
along,
pulling
couple
myself
feet,
along,
and we pull up for air, and just it's not there.
No, air does not. The water is so full
You have to purse your lips through the fence.
to get any air.
It's
So I was expecting this relaxing, experience that
just
I've
drag
experienced
yourself
before.
along.
So my first couple pulls, I went under the water, closed my eyes,
'Cause it's
pulled,
relaxing.
and then I went up for the breath
And
and
then-
opened my eyes, and then panicked because I couldn't
you start
breathe.
sniffing in and breathing in
And
water.
I did breathe in water,
Yeah.
and I started choking on it, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Okay, well, I'm probably a third of the way there." So I like went back underwater, closed my
And
eyes,
just drag yourself as hard as you can.
And as I'm pulling myself as hard as I can, I start panicking.
Yep,
like
me
I
too.
am having a panic attack underwater.
Because what I tried to do is after the first one, I try to drag myself along, so I'm just against the like roof
so
of
your
the fence.
face is rubbing against. Yeah,
Well, I'm just gasping for air because I'm like, this is how you do it. And then I can't get it. So I'm inhaling and breathing in water.
Oh.
And then I just pull myself against the fence, take a deep breath, and then just start tearing as far as I can.
What's crazy is like if you think about it, it was only probably
20 feet?
20 feet long. Yeah, it wasn't too bad because, person 6 feet, they pull themselves 3 full times. Yeah, basically. Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
Maybe a little farther than 20 feet then. Yeah. But like under, like not far.
No. And I remember this when I went back underwater for the second time, I was panicking. I was freaking
And
out.
it felt such a long time.
I closed my eyes and I was pulling myself as hard and fast as I could. And then all of a sudden, I hit my head against something. And I was like, what the fuck?
Which you think would mean you're at the end.
I thought I was at the end, and I opened my eyes. I realized I was panicking and pulled myself so hard that I turned, and I was perpendicular with the event, pulling myself into the side of the wall. Yeah. So I had only made it halfway, and at that point, I'm like, oh, fuck.
You
And
have to
I'm
turn around the
I'm
correct direction.
disoriented.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and
Just
I'm already
trying to
can't breathe. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like they had random tarps over sections of the fence.
So you can't even see what you're
So
looking
sometimes
at.
it goes randomly pitch dark.
Yep.
And one of the times I like pulled myself up for air, it was right at the tarp, and I panicked because it was dark, and I was like, "Where the fuck am I?" And I finally pulled myself out, and I was the most relieved I've ever been in my entire life. Yeah, I almost had a full fucking panic attack. It was the scariest, most like I thought I was gonna die obstacle. Like, it was so scary.
I know after like I hit the halfway point, I told myself I would just take a deep breath and hold and drag myself
as hard
until my arms didn't hit anything.
Yeah,
and that's
because
how
you
I found
keep
the
reaching up.
ending. Is like
and then you reach the middle.
Yeah, that sucks.
Because there is a gap in the middle of the fences, or
that you think is a good
fences,
breath. Yeah,
and you think you're at the end because there's a gap.
Yeah, because I remember just tearing through the second half until I finally got out, and then I was dizzy from the panic.
Dude,
water. I was trying to walk, and like I was
water was in
fading
my
both
nose,
ways.
in my eyes, in my mouth, in my ears. Like I got out, and I like my whole head was stuffed with water.
Yeah,
and I like was so, but I was like trying to like run and shake it off, and I just couldn't, and it sucked. And then I was like, man, that was the worst fucking thing I've ever experienced.
And I wish I would have watched to see the girl I gave a pep talk to.
Yeah, she
just
probably
to see what
fucking
happened.
freaked
Yeah,
out.
I fucking bet.
Because we freaked out and we knew that this was going to be a good one.
Yeah, and I tried to tell her it would be a good one too. Yeah, I felt so bad.
Thought the cave crawl was going to be
God
good.
damn it!
But you got punked by Ashton Kutcher. No, but then we were running on the course, and we were like talking about how terrible that was. We're trying to get configured,
Just situated, yeah.
redialed in, and we were like, you know what would be fucking icing on this shit cake right now?
Yeah.
If we had to crawl through tear gas. I'm pretty sure I said that. I was like,
Yeah.
Can you imagine right now crawling through tear gas and just can't see even
And then
more?
we jog just a little bit
Jog a little bit further and we go-
the next stunt or the next thing. Fucking, it's called Crybaby.
Yeah, it's
but
called Crybaby. It's tear
you
gas.
crawl through tear
You
gas.
crawl
yeah.
through tear gas, and I've done this one before, and this one is the worst obstacle I've ever done leading up to today's Tough Mudder
Yes,
event.
by far. Because when you crawl in, you're blind. Like you can't see the end. It's so thick.
It's so thick, and I
'Cause it's
remember
not-
Army crawling through mud, and you can't even see the light because it's so long. And I remember getting out the first time I did it. My eyes like kind of swelled up a little bit, and I couldn't see, and it was so muddy that I was slipping, and it
Yeah.
was just like
just falling right
it
over.
took so long to recover.
Because the
from
thing
that.
I remember is like your nose would drain, and like that was weird.
Yeah,
And
it would just
so
go into
dis-
every pore of
Yeah.
you, and it was just like I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? I can barely breathe from this water, and then we gotta crawl through this." So like right before the event,
Yeah.
I was like, "I need a second.
Yeah,
I need a second
like,
to
just-
breathe and like."
Appreciate breathing. Yeah,
Like I like took like a really deep inhale, and then we like crawled in, and like our
you
first
could
three,
see straight through.
yeah,
it.
our first 3 steps, and I was like, "What? I can like talk in here."
Yeah,
Like, I
we
could
were
still-
talking to each other.
Yeah, I could still,
in
like,
these
I could-
tubes supposedly full of tear gas.
I could feel the menthol because it's
Yeah.
menthol. I could feel it, but it wasn't They definitely had turned it down.
Like,
So
my
maybe the
eyes
first year
were
we did it.
open.
Maybe the first year we did it was the first year they
It was
tried.
because I did the year before, and it wasn't that.
Yeah,
that
so
wasn't
they
even a
definitely
thing.
turned it
Just
down.
flooded it the first few
Because
years.
This one was easy. I mean, when I
Nothing.
got out, I could feel it in my eyes.
They like your eyes stung enough to be watery, but that was basically
but that was it.
Yeah.
It was like, dude, that felt like a walk in the park
Yeah.
compared to
Because like I've had like gum strong enough that makes your eyes water.
yeah, it was way easier than cage crawl or whatever.
Yeah,
it's
if
called.
anything, it helped with cage crawl because it got all the water out of your.
Yeah, it did. It kind
throat
of
and
like
nose. Yeah, it
swelled
cleared
up,
you up.
and put the water out. It was freaking weird. And then we did a bunch of like weird random like balance beams, sandbag stuff.
Yeah, the sandbag one sucks. So in Tough Mudder, they had an obstacle where it's basically grab this like probably like 20-pound sandbag,
yeah,
throw it on your shoulder, and run a lap and throw it where you grabbed it from.
yeah. But the
And that
lap
one just felt, like,
went
lazy.
down a little ditch, and
And then you
you
had to
could
go
feel
up
it in
a
your
little bit.
calf a little bit.
Sure, but
but
like as far as like it being considered an obstacle, it just felt like a write-off. Just like I don't know, just grab something heavy and run
That's
a
how
little
I feel
lap.
like a decent amount of these obstacles felt this year. But
Yeah.
obviously they've had a couple of these before, you know.
Well, and
like
also
the friend carry and
my thing is they probably took the pandemic off, so maybe they're waiting for it to get big again.
I mean, there's a lot of people there though.
True, yeah, like they also
Yeah.
so maybe this was them waiting for it to get big,
So
and
that
now they
next
know
year-
it's big.
Yeah, we do it next year when we get our fucking asses kicked.
That's what I hope.
I hope so too.
'Cause-
But then also I don't hope so because spoiler alert, this is the best I've ever felt doing a Tough Mudder. Which is
True.
weird because I was going into this Tough Mudder thinking I'm so out of shape. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be disappointed with myself. I'm so nervous.
Because in ways it was the easiest, but also I know it was the most prepared I technically was.
I think
for it.
I was more prepared than I thought, but mentally I didn't feel prepared.
Yeah,
I think
but
physically I was because the physical ones like Funky Monkey and stuff, which
Mm-hmm.
we're about to get to in this thing,
Yes.
all those ones, I crushed every fucking obstacle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
But also
so
we
even
saw
like,
people fail the obstacles a lot in front of us.
yeah, and like I like looked at you and I was like, I remember like Funky Monkey,
Mm-hmm.
people kept falling and slipping, and we were like,
Because then I went first and
you
went
flashed
through
it, and then I fucking really
Just-
flashed
yeah.
it. Dude, I freaking
Because I'm guessing, yeah, because like I think I paused because I watched people fall, and then you saw me just go through it, so you were like, "Oh fuck, burn through."
Yeah,
Like,
I just
you were
like
able to
I just like
burn.
monkey swinged through it, and
Yeah.
you grabbed
Tested
and
stuff, 'cause I kept seeing people
you
fall.
grabbed and matched on all the holds, which is a good idea because you don't know how slippery they are. But I literally just fucking flashed monkey through
Ran
it,
through it,
and then
yeah.
once I got through it, I was like, oh fuck, dude, I haven't seen anyone. The 4 or 5 people in front of me, I didn't see anyone complete.
I think
it.
everyone fell in front of us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I was on the exact same row, so it wasn't like it was slippery.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, maybe it isn't easy this year. Maybe I just feel. I mean, some of them are.
I think overall it was the easier one, but also I think we were just better prepared too, so we did
because
better.
the 2 monkey related ones
we did well.
we did well. We crushed them, and
in
then
the past, we'd have only done one of them.
yeah, we probably would have slipped or something.
Yeah.
and then also like Everest.
Yes.
I felt really good because
Which is-
dude, so many people in front of us kept running up and yeah.
Everyone-
Everest is a
half
a
pipe
half pipe, like a snowboarding half pipe.
that they like grease up. So you have to like run
So
up as far as
literally-
you can and then jump and grab onto the ledge or somebody.
or somebody else. It's mostly
Yeah.
made for teamwork. You got to grab and reach people's hands. And so many people in front of us, kept running and couldn't grab the hands.
And then when you get to the top, because somebody up there helps you, so like I ran, somebody grabbed me, and then Robert ran, and me and the guy grabbed Robert.
Yeah, and then you just take
And then
turns.
the guy went, and you and I helped the next like
yeah,
3 or
it's
4
all
people.
about it's all about saving people. But dude, when you guys grabbed me,
You just kept running.
I kept running, and no joke, my feet just kept going
ran
up
over the lip.
Which
yeah.
like usually people are like grabbing your hands and then they come down and grab your feet
Yeah.
and pull you up, and even the guy helped up, dude. I had to like grab his legs and like pull him up.
yeah,
and
no,
I,
everyone behind us
but once I
took
got
a
to
few times.
once
to
I
get
got
up.
to the top, I was like, am I like more in shape? Like,
Maybe.
am I physically? I mean, I feel not like physically
Right,
fit, but then
yeah.
also when I'm doing these episodes,
and
I'm
we
like,
eat like shit.
I'm also
so-
like, what? Maybe I am because I was running and
Mm-hmm.
we rock climb a ton. So I mean that's all you need though is
Yeah,
cardio
basically.
and grip.
yeah.
So maybe we were more
We just
prepared than we
prepped
thought.
correctly. Yeah.
One obstacle though that's usually fun, group effort, that's super
Oh,
easy,
Right. Kicked our ass.
kicked our ass, but not our fault.
No.
Block Ness Monster.
Which is
This is a weird obstacle.
you jump into this pool basically.
Yeah. There's like 3 divots, 3 areas of pool.
Yeah,
If that
and,
makes sense.
and then there's 3 big, just rectangular blocks on not a hinge, but like something
A
that
swivel, like an
Yeah.
axle. It's
Yeah,
like
an axle.
It's like a square wheel.
so you can push it or pull it down.
And it's
to
heavy as
move it.
fuck.
Yeah, but so him and I jumped in the pool, but it was only us in the pool for like a while, so we couldn't twist the entire object.
It's made for a
just
group
each other.
effort.
Yeah,
So we
it's
couldn't
made
even
for like 10 people.
Yeah, we
to
couldn't even
throw
move,
it up or down.
We couldn't even move this block, and you can't even get over it because it's at its peak. You can't even grab it.
Yeah, so
So
I
you
bet
can't even get over it without a group of people because you gotta hold on to the ledge as someone pushes it to pull you over, and then you use a weight to pull it down to pull someone over.
Right,
You know,
yeah.
it's like a continuation.
So I bet we were in the pool for like at least 2 or 3 minutes until another group of runners came in.
Yeah,
and only
so
3 showed up.
Only 3 showed up, so then there were 5 of us in this thing, and we were like, no one else is behind you guys, so we got to try this. We've been waiting for people.
So with 5
Dude.
people, 2 and then 2 and then 1, we sent people over.
Oh
the
my
lip.
god, dude! But I was literally using all of my muscles.
Yes,
to-
that's why I got so tired.
I got so
after.
tired and sore.
It was
And
just from
dude, there was
that.
a guy that was helping us like
Probably
push.
in his 60s.
Well,
I bet
yeah,
like like
that guy.
early 60s.
He was kind of like the chief because he was like, okay, you two.
Yeah, he gave us orders,
the,
which
the
also
guy,
felt awesome.
the guy next to me was helping me push at one point, and like it's like a a square.
Mm-hmm.
He took a deep breath, went underwater,
Fuck
went
that.
under
Fuck
the block
that.
to push to
Yeah.
get more leverage.
just to use his entire body as
Because
much
that's
as he
how
could.
hard it was to push, and I was like, "Dude, you're insane." Because
Going way too far.
that's not. It's already hard as fuck to move, and you're just risking.
Breathing.
Yeah, risking breathing.
Yeah. No, because holding your breath is essentially pre-drowning at this
So
point.
we literally had to do that 3 times, and we did it.
And then we all
it
just
took us
stumbled out of
yeah,
the
we
pool
literally
and
got it
then-
done, and we were like, "That was
Fuck that.
yeah." we were
all
like, "That
walked
was
for a while.
impossible with 5 people." Like, that was the only drawback of doing first wave.
Yep.
Was
Going
blocked as
early
well.
running.
I will say, everything else, first wave wins hands
Easy.
down, dude. It felt
For sure.
the entire time we were on the track. I was like, dude, I love being first wave because it's not as muddy. The course is
Not
nice.
as cold or not as hot
Yeah,
either.
not as hot, dude.
Like just the temperature overall.
I didn't notice it getting hot till we were in the
Just hanging
the
out, yeah.
village afterwards. First wave, I think, is what it sucked because we had to drive an hour and a half. So maybe next year
now
better
we'll
planning.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe we can show up a day early and sleep in. So we
Yeah. Or
can,
go to
like-
bed early.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but first wave, I think, is the way to go. We did it. We accomplished it.
absolutely.
Dude, the ending of Tough Mudder is crazy. It went freaking.
You have to jump or climb a 30-foot net.
Well, we did the half pipe.
Right. Yeah.
we did
it goes-
Everest, and then it goes into climbing a 3-story
Yeah.
tower. That's a rope tower, basically with metal
Yeah.
supports.
And
And,
like
dude,
you get
the
like
the back side climbing down was so loose that it was scary.
like so you were like you're used to just climbing up like kind of stiff, like it kind of felt like a ladder going
Yeah,
up,
stiff rope
and then
ladder.
going down it was all loose, so you like swung into
Oh,
it.
dude, it was
every
scary.
time.
I'm not a fan of heights, and I was like, oh, this is fine. But then, like when I was looking down to put my feet in it, I was like, oh, we are actually getting pretty high.
Because I don't think heights at that level bugs me. I know like heights like really high can bug me if it's like a natural level. So like I
Yeah.
remember going to like the Badlands and that fucked with me.
Oh,
but
I
like
get what you mean.
being really tall in a building doesn't bug me.
No, so that it only bothered me when I was at the very top looking down with
Yeah.
my feet, and I was like, oh fuck. And then once I started climbing, yeah, it was a very short window.
Yeah, you could get low enough.
So
that
once you
felt
do,
okay.
it's called Mudderhorn.
Yes.
Once you do Mudderhorn, then it ends with electric shock therapy.
Yeah. So you're
the
basically
electricity, which was weird because he said there were 2 on this course,
and there wasn't.
and there was only 1. I think he was trying to mentally trick us.
But in the past, we have had
had the army
because
crawl
there's
one.
another one where you crawl through. It's like you're in water because it's not even muddy. I don't think it's
No.
just water, and then there's just like random electric wire, and they're all set to like
Different
rather
volts.
none or like low volt. So like depending which one you hit, you get a different amount of shock.
Yeah.
But like everybody's in the same water, so you can like
Kind of,
feel
yeah, kind
when
of feel
other
it.
people hit it.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
the army crawl one is bad, but we did not have to experience that one.
This time we have in the past.
So electric shock therapy is like their signature closer.
It's just a bunch of
It's just a bunch of hanging wires that you have to sprint through.
and they're all at like random voltages.
But here's the thing: is it's super muddy, and there's different sized hay bales.
in the middle.
stacked, so you have to run and jump over them. But obviously, it's muddy and there's divots. So
'Cause what we saw-
the goal is to just sprint.
Yeah, but what we saw right before us was a bunch of people crawling through, and some people like kind of like climbed a little too high, hit an electric shock, and drop.
Well, and also people, it doesn't go all the way down. So if you stay low enough, you can get through it clean. But
Yes.
it takes forever. So people are really getting low
In like big groups
but then
in
like
front
their
of us.
thigh fucking hits it.
Yeah,
like
or
their,
something,
or their,
and then
or
they
their calf
drop.
hits it, and then it fucking. I've always sprinted through it because I go, I'm just want to get this over with.
'Cause I think in the past it was all of them were hanging lower. You couldn't crawl under all of them.
Yeah, because most people would just try to stand and navigate
Yeah.
through. Which fuck that, dude. Because you'll
Yes.
accidentally bump it and then you'll hit into more.
And yeah, you made it apparent that you said fuck that, and you were gonna go first because
Yeah.
you, me, and another guy we talked to it about.
Yeah, so I was just like, I'm gonna sprint through this because there was like kind of an open little start point.
You planned like a route.
So I go and I sprint as fast as I can over
Through-
the first hay bale, and I run and jump and instantly slip,
And-
and my head goes into a wire that
And
shocks
you
me.
go down hard.
Yeah, it kind of hurt, but it was so.
Because also from the audience, you can hear when like the
Dude.
shock hits. Like you hear the spark.
I remember when I hit the mud, I heard people go, "Ooh!"
Yeah, that was me and the guy.
People like, but it was like because there's a crowd watching electroshock therapy. So then, but I'm trying to get through it because I'm still getting shocked. You know,
There's
you're at
mud
wires.
in your eyes. At
Yeah,
this
so
point.
you literally just get up and I just like start four legging it
Yeah,
till I'm
just
free,
going.
and then like I shook all the mud off like onto clean people, like,
And then you saw that you were out.
and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" And then I watched you do it, and you also tumbled.
Well, because I started the way you did, where you just kind of like grasp your hands together and then
And put them in
them
front
together.
of your. You don't want to shock your face.
You put like kind of a rounded like pyramid in front of you, because I know in the past I'd run through and I had open palms and I was like trying to dodge it, and a wire hit my hand and
Oh,
I
and
like
you
gripped it just from like
and
the
then it just
electricity.
keeps shocking.
And
you.
yeah, you just like string it through.
Oh
'Cause
god, dude.
So I knew to like have them like tight and close in front of my face, and I dove through like the first half, and then I also tripped, not as poorly as you, I'll say.
I was kind of proud on how I tripped because this was the end and I didn't feel very dirty. So the way I got covered in mud, I was like, "Fuck yeah, I
'Cause-
earned it." I was very muddy.
Because like I would say you toppled into it, and I kind of like more like dove. Like I was aware of I was still holding position.
Yeah,
So like
you-
more so dove
Yeah, I
into it.
fucking fell into it.
Yeah.
like, traumatically. Like I slipped, obviously,
Yeah.
and went down. I hope there was a photo of me just.
Me too. I hope there are good. We'll tag any that are attached.
There
to us.
usually are photos from electroshock.
Yeah.
That's like usually the most photogenic area.
Yeah, because I like fell, but like I more so dove into it, and then I just crawled through, and I did not get shocked at all this time, which
I
is
think
wild.
I only got shocked when I fell. I think, and it was on my head.
Right in your
I
head,
think
yeah.
right here. I got like right at the top of my right
just
eye.
head butted a wire.
Yeah, because I slipped and it did not feel good, but it happened so quick.
Sure.
that you just
and once it's done, it's done.
yeah. So then you're like, I felt a little
It
bit of
hurt,
pain.
yeah.
But then it was over, and because I'm just adrenaline, and then I'm like, oh my god, I just completed Tough Mudder.
Yeah. No,
Because
it was
literally,
wild.
once you finish, they put a headband on your head.
Yeah, and you're just like trying to look for the free beer at that point.
What is crazy is, towards the end of Tough Mudder, we were like, oh man, the first third of the obstacles were pretty easy. Now we're getting into kind of tough stuff.
Yeah.
And then I was like, what the fuck? We're at mile 7?
Yeah, it's just
And then-
suddenly
yeah.
we were like, oh, this is the very
Yeah,
end
I was like, there's
stretch.
2 miles left. There's still a decent amount of obstacles left. I don't feel tired or sore.
Yeah. So
It was weird, dude. And then I was like, mile 8? Mile 9? I was like, mile 9? We're
that's
we're
it.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I saw Everest, and I was like, oh my god,
Shit.
we're
And then
it's over.
Boom,
I-
boom, end.
I think that was the most like, I was like, man, we got through it like pretty flawlessly, and
Easily.
easily.
Because I think our end time was about 2.5 hours.
Which I think is better than I've never timed myself, but I think that's the
Right.
first time being like, that's fucking quick. But also,
Yeah.
I think because of the early start time, not as much wait time.
Yes.
But then also, we fucking crushed things, and like we ran most of it.
Yeah, I'd say we only walked about probably 1.5 miles.
Yeah, probably total throughout the entire course. Because sometimes after an obstacle, especially like cage crawl,
You
you're
have
like,
to walk a little bit.
I need to walk and catch my breath
Just
and like
Yeah, get back into
and
it.
we were doing like these things where it's like, okay, Once we got done with an obstacle, see that arrow, the next arrow.
Yeah.
Let's start running at that arrow till we see the next obstacle.
Yep.
And that was like mini running goals within the obstacles that really helped.
And it's nice that like you're with the same group of people, so you can kind of keep track of. Oh, when I walk, they pass me after a while, but I pass them once.
It was
kind of
nice
walking.
being a part of like. But then sometimes
You like
they
people
would-
you can like kind of jib jab, like just actually talk to.
But early on, there were people that we were hanging out with, and then all of a sudden they disappeared.
Yep.
And then we became groups with another group of people that we were with for a decent amount.
Yeah.
And then
And I'm not sure if we passed them or they passed us.
Yeah, it's just weird. And then all of a sudden at the end you go,
Shit.
we did it.
Yeah,
Like we're in
it's
the
all
village,
over,
and then we talked to them for a little, and then I don't even know their names.
Nope. No idea.
They just helped us in
There
obstacles.
might be a few photos with of us with them, and that's it.
And that's it. And we'll
Yeah.
probably never see them again. But that's the whole part of Tough Mudder is like
Camaraderie.
this camaraderie, this teamwork. Like everyone is a team. If someone needs help them. And
Yeah.
blocking this monster, we
Got our asses
fucking
kicked
needed
alongside
help,
them.
dude. It was awesome. It felt so good. I'm still a little sore. Like every time
Same, yeah. Because what at this point it's been 3 days.
every time I move my joints and
yes,
body,
for sure.
my left knee like hurts. I don't know what I did in my left knee, but probably just jumping on something.
I mean,
or-
just like impact over and over.
I'm jealous that you had today off
Yep, and I have tomorrow off too. Just gonna not do anything
because we got back yesterday. It's Sunday,
and
and
the drive home hurt just being stuck in a car.
it did hurt. You know, it made my body kind of tight. But you put on a podcast called S Town.
Right. Yeah. No, I was so excited to introduce you to this.
So this is a podcast
It's called
that,
S Town or Shit Town,
Shit Town,
depending how you listen.
so
to
most
it.
people probably will know about this. It was the people who put on This American Life
Serial.
and Serial.
Yep.
And it came out in 2017, so it came out it's a 5-year-old podcast.
That's weird.
It's a
That
7-part.
2017 was 5 years
It's
ago.
a 7-part miniseries about a shit town in Alabama.
Yep.
That's the whole thing. And at first you're like, what is this? So
And
you put
it's-
it on because you were like, dude, I've heard this before. I love the story. Hopefully you get into it.
Yeah,
Because you were
'cause-
driving, and I was like, sure.
Because I was just looking for something to actually dive into.
Yeah.
Because I probably listened to that podcast 3 years ago, and it was because my tattoo artist recommended it to me. Oddly enough, like when you actually hear the story, it's interesting.
It's
That she
such
would
a,
recommend it to me for that.
Well, it's also such a weird thing because at first you go, it's just about a small town in Alabama that follows a main character kind of and a journalist, and it's
Yeah,
just like, why would I care about these people that I don't know?
Because a main character calls a journalist about a crime that you find out didn't actually happen.
And he's like, can you investigate the town? But then the main character is like this weird, like he's
Spoilers from here on out, but also we'll talk loosely enough that you will hopefully want to listen to it.
I highly recommend it because
It's my favorite podcast I've ever listened to, and that includes Moist Monday. I'll say it.
Wow.
we are of a higher rating. Technically.
Yeah.
But we've had 10 ratings and they've had a few thousand.
I think they won awards. You were telling me.
But we're a 5-star podcast, and please keep us this way on whatever app you listen to. Rate us 5 stars, or if it's out of more stars, rate us that.
You thought they were a 5-star podcast. Now they're talking about a lesser rated podcast.
But that we recommend.
No,
And
okay.
it's an actual
S-Town,
interesting thing to
This
talk
is
about.
the best thing I've ever listened to. And it's so weird, because it's just I slowly got into it because I was like, okay, it's a podcast. Podcasts are kind of hard to get into, and this is I'm more into comedy podcasts.
Well, it's also a podcast on The Voice, let alone can throw you off. There are certain ones where it's something that interests you, but I just don't like the way that
I don't
the
like
main people sound.
Yeah, so then I can't get into it. But I've heard this guy's voice before because of
He's
This
a
American
podcaster,
Life,
yeah.
and he's part of NPR, and I've heard him on other things, and it starts off and you're like, man, this story is kind of interesting. Like this main character dude, John he's an interesting fella.
Mm-hmm. He's a weird little redneck guy, but he's too smart for his own good.
He's
basically.
super smart, but he has ADD and ADHD because he's going all over the board with conversation.
And just
this
nihilist.
And this journalist is like, what are you talking about? You
He's
emailed
got
me
a little chipper, happy-go-lucky vibe to him.
yeah, you emailed me about a potential murder you heard about as a rumor.
And you want to talk about your agriculture
And now you're
how you're
talking-
scared of how it'll disappear.
And and you're talking about the economy and politics and all this stuff. It's It's so fucking weird. So then this journalist is like, sure, let's talk to him.
Yeah. Eventually drives down.
He
to
drives
him.
down there to investigate this so-called murder that he can't find anything about, that finds out that it's not really real.
Which also, if you want to do that with us, I'm interested. Email us about your potential crimes at Moist Monday Podcast.
You want us to be journalists?
I would go for it. I took a half a year at journalism school.
You would go down to a small town in Alabama and start asking questions?
If we had any money behind us, absolutely.
Dude, this guy, people like carry guns down there. This guy like risked his life for a
know.
potential. Like, that's kind of scary.
Yeah.
And shit got fucking crazy.
Well, because also it's weird. Like you think of all those like journalists who go to like war zones, and you're just like, you're just there to talk about it,
Have
but
you
you
ever
have to risk your life for it.
have you ever seen Documentary Now?
Yes.
The Jack Black episode.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite episodes.
Of just when he's in it.
Because they're making fun of Vice. It's the whole episode is a parody of Vice, where they're sending people into war, journalists into war, and they keep dying, and they keep sending more people in. And it's played by the same characters, but they're playing different people. Because it's Fred Armisen and Bill Hader.
Yeah.
And they keep dying, but then now we're gonna send in Bill and Bryce, and it's just, dude, that's really good. But
Isn't it weird that we're on the same apps as those people? Taking
Yeah.
up the same amount of room on this like
no, but dude,
platform.
if you're listening to this and haven't heard S Down, quit fucking listening to this. Go listen to S Down right
We're
now.
way worse.
Dude, this was so good. So we, in the drive back from Chicago to Des Moines, we listened to 5 of the 7 chapters.
Yep. And they're about like an hour long each.
Yeah. So well done. Interviews, like incredible. Halfway through the 3rd episode, I go, what the fuck?
And
the
then,
whole crowd.
And then you keep doing that every 20 minutes.
Yeah, the whole car. Dude, this story gets so fucking, like, I don't want to give major spoilers away if you haven't
Yeah.
heard it. Obviously, it's 5 years old, and I could easily dive into it, but like, it gets so weird, and you don't expect it to keep getting weirder and twisting, and it's just like,
And it's just a
And it's
look
just about
into
this-
another like small
dude,
like
it's a small
city.
It's
not even
about
small
it's basically
city.
started out as about one guy in a small town that turns into just about the small town.
Yeah, you like hear like 20 different people, and that's it.
And
But
then you
it's
hear
so
interviews from people
interesting.
that don't even live in the town that
Yeah.
that know people that live in the town, and it's just like, that's just existing. That's like 50 people's lives
Yes.
in this world that we're also existing in this world. It's just like a weird perspective thinking, but it's like so fascinating. And
Well,
like,
it's kind of like that. I believe that every person has an interesting story to tell. Like, I bet every person alive. They all have interesting like
dude,
factors about them.
What's crazy
and we
is,
couldn't learn everything in our lifetime
Yeah.
because there's so many people.
I feel like everything's kind of a story, because like at first the podcast is about, John's the main character,
Mm-hmm.
but he's not the main character in their first couple episodes, because he's trying to be like, hey, can you come solve or dive into the
all
cops?
this other shit.
But then he becomes the main
yeah, then
character.
you dive into him.
You dive into his life and you go, this guy doesn't even know who he is. But then you find out this guy is so interested and
You just love to
interesting and
listen to him.
complicated, and like he doesn't really know what he's doing, but he's also in his late 50s and he's trying to figure it out. And then like later in the podcast, you go, man, this guy was struggling and like all this stuff. Like you realize like so many people have these stories and they don't even know they're interesting.
Yep.
But then you listen to it from like a third bird's eye view and you go, you were fucking interesting as fuck, and you didn't even realize it.
And I think most
And I feel like
people
that's how
are
everybody,
like
that's
that.
everybody's lives.
Yeah.
You know, because initially you go, man, this guy's crazy. And then you go, oh, this guy has been through a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's
that's why he
interesting to
acts
hear
like
his
this.
aspect of it.
So then
yeah.
it's like, you kind of be like, oh, so you can judge someone immediately, but you don't know what they've been through. You don't know what mercury, they've sniffed.
What was that? Freddie Mercury?
Mercury.
Back to that, huh?
So highly recommend S-Town.
Yeah. And email us about it.
Dude,
moistmondaypodcast@gmail.com.
I just finished it today.
Yeah.
Sorry, chapter 6 and 7, and it's just like, I almost cried.
Yep.
When I was at work, I almost cried
Better
in the
than the
car.
Fast and Furious series.
Dude, and I bawled at Fast and Furious.
I know.
That's what's insane, dude. So everything can be a piece of art. Everything can be something. Everything has a story. Everything has a meaning.
And tell us yours at moistmondaypodcast@gmail.com. I want to know more about people.
Yeah.
Anyone who listens to us, tell us a
sometimes
story.
we get a few emails, and then there are weeks where we get nothing, and I go, did Did we lose it?
Or did we post it?
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, is it out? Because like today I'm like, is it out?
Oh shit.
We did a video for the first
But we did get a weird email lately, and it was about food.
Oh, thank you. So one of my friends, wink wink, you know who you are. She's listening to this.
I know who you are.
Whoa. I know
What?
who you are.
Hank, do you know who she is?
I know who you are. She sent us an email finally because I caved and convinced her to send us an email on the air so everyone heard me. But maybe I was talking about you. You thought I was talking about her. No, but thank you so much for sending us an email. She sent us an email that said, fine, here's the email. But then she also recommended a Sam's Club branded
Chicken nugget.
frozen chicken nugget that's equally as good as Chick-fil-A.
Yep, because I think what was her aspect that like you probably shouldn't eat so much Chick-fil-A. Like,
Yeah, because we talk about Chick-fil-A. We talk about Chick-fil-A a lot, and
because it sucks how good it is.
I'm pro-gay,
Yeah. He likes you out there. I'm glad you're doing it.
and that
Be gay.
and also is that kind of a
What?
callback or a hint to S-Town?
A little, I guess. Yeah.
Spoiler alert! If you haven't,
Which you haven't. Yeah. No, but yeah.
What?
No, just back to Chick-fil-A.
Okay, back to, dude, it's so good.
Yeah.
I don't think I do like frozen chicken nuggets and I eat them a lot, and I know they're Sam's Club, so they'll probably be good. But here's the thing: is I'm going to use Chick-fil-A sauce with it. So I'm still supporting
Chick-fil-A?
it. But also, it's not going to be the same.
Sure.
It might be really fucking close, and it might be.
Taste tested them yet.
The goal is if we can get our hands on it to taste test
On air.
On air. So stay tuned for that because of an email recommendation.
And if you want to make more, email us at moistmondaypodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, if you want more movie trailers, if you want more characters, if you want more Tony Pepperoni,
Or any topic.
or anything, dude. This podcast doesn't make any sense to me.
Nope, it's beyond loose at this point.
It just started out as us talking about random shit.
Yep.
And now we're doing weird fucking bits randomly and
Yep.
telling stories in between, and
Sure.
somehow it connects.
If you say so.
Because it started off as a bunch of weird movie trailers that somehow went into our Tough Mudder story.
Very true.
And you thought this was it just keeps going back into it.
He just keeps coming up.
But I think today's Moist Monday better end because it's becoming evening.
Better end.
Not better end. I just think it should end because I have to fucking work tomorrow. And
You sure do, bud.
what sucks is like we just did Tough Mudder 2 days ago.
I'm still burnt from it.
Yeah, I'm still tired. But of course, this week I'm fucking working 12-hour days of work.
Yeah.
So like, I didn't even get here till like 7:30
Yeah.
tonight, and it just
No, that's why we're a little punchy. Yeah.
it just fucking and I got to do it for the next 3 days.
But then 4-day weekend.
I get a 4-day weekend because of the holiday. And
So
because,
next episode, we promise, come in bright and early, full of energy.
we were full of energy today.
I know, I just don't know where to direct it.
We'll direct your energy somewhere else. I feel like my voice is kind of low
Because you
today.
keep like throwing it back kind of into them.
Am I like? So now I'm like convincing myself that I have a low voice.
Yeah, that's just the way you live.
Yo, Adrian. Yeah, I feel like I'm at a really low register today.
I agree.
I feel like I'm at the edge of losing my voice. It's because I've been doing the voice that I'm losing my real voice. I can feel it happening. Like when I'm talking normally, my voice is like it's scratchy right now. It hurts. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow. It's gonna sound like I went to a concert and was screaming all night. Oh, what? How'd you
Someone will
lose your
ask
voice? Podcasting. And they go, "You have a podcast?" And I go,
Don't listen to it.
"That's the least of your worries, buddy." You thought he just had a podcast. Little did you know, he has more. It hurts every time I do it. I can't quit doing it.
All right.
Yeah, I need to go to bed.
So follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Moist Monday Podcast.
Yes. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and watch us on YouTube because we're video now. Hello. How you doing? Nice to meet you. Nice to see you. Nice to be a part of your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whenever
Whatever it
you
is,
listen to
keep
this.
it moist.
Yeah. Moisten those hips. Moisten those lips. And
It's the Moist Monday Podcast.
every wet timber, everybody. The vibe is way different now that we're drinking.
I agree.
But I love it. This is the whole point of the podcast. Cheers.
Cheers, bud.
Love you. We did it. We did it.